Welcome to Gamma Film. A group of fishermen threw a large fishing net to catch fish because they sell for a very high price. All the whales escaped except for one, which got caught in the net. They hauled it aboard. At the same time, we see Jesse and Perry begging people in the street for money. They went next to a man and stole from him. On the way, they saw a car containing a big birthday cake. They stole it and ran away. Suddenly, a police car approached them. They quickly scattered, each running in a different direction. Jesse and Perry entered a park to hide. Jesse wandered around until he saw a whale behind a glass wall. He got scared and ran away. Then, he started hearing the sound of the whale as if it was crying out for help. The police arrived and arrested him. They took him to the police station where he met Max, the social worker. Max told him he wouldn't be judged because he was still a minor, but he would have to clean the park as a penalty. Max also mentioned that a family wanted to adopt him and that this opportunity wouldn't come again. Jesse had no choice but to agree, as it was better than a life of homelessness. Max took him to his new family, Annie and her husband Glenn. They welcomed him into their house. Annie prepared breakfast for him, and they sat with him at the table. She told him, "I will teach you how to use a computer." He replied, "I don't want to." Annie noticed that the way he was eating was not appropriate. Glenn asked him about his hobbies, and Jesse replied, "I don't talk while I'm eating." Afterwards, they took him to his new bedroom and gave him a present, but he showed no interest. Annie kept trying to connect with him and make him feel more comfortable, so she gave him the new clothes she had bought for him, and then she left. Jesse took out his harmonica and started playing it sadly. The next day, Glenn dropped Jesse off and told him to go to the park to perform his penalty duty. The first thing he saw in the park was a wooden whale sculpture, which he really liked. Randolph Johnson, David, the park manager, came to him and took him to start his work. Jesse stopped in front of the aquarium where the whale was kept. Instead of cleaning, he went to the pool where the whale was. Its name was Willy. Randolph told him that Willy was very dangerous and that he could not be trusted, warning him to stay away. While he was cleaning, the sea lion show began. Ray was their trainer, and she was playing with them. Jesse really enjoyed the show, especially how the sea lions listened to Ray. He realized that the whale Willy show was also coming up, and he wished he could attend it. He snuck away so no one would see him watching. The next day, Jesse returned to complete his penalty. He stood in front of the aquarium and started playing his harmonica. The whale, Willy, heard him and came closer, making sounds that showed he was happy. Jesse went to the pool and continued playing for him while Willy swam around happily. Ray passed by and saw what was happening. That night, Jesse snuck into the park to see Willy and play for him. He felt someone coming, so he hid, but he accidentally fell into the pool and nearly drowned. Willy immediately rescued him and lifted him out of the pool. Jesse was very shaken and thanked Willy. Randolph took him away, completely surprised at how Willy had saved him and hadn't eaten him. He told Jesse, "There's something special about you that made the whale do that." He asked him about being there at night, and Jesse replied, "I just came to say goodbye because my penalty is over." Then Randolph took him home, where they found Annie and Glenn very worried about him. David asked them to let Jesse come back to work with them whenever he was free. Jesse was delighted and excited. The next day, Jesse went to the park and found them tying up the whale to perform some tests on it. As soon as Willy saw Jesse, he started making a sound for Jesse to rescue him. Jesse quickly grabbed the ropes and loosened them, allowing Willy to go back into the pool. Randolph saw what he did and scolded him. Later, Jesse brought Willy his favorite food and met Perry, telling him, "I got a job at the park. You can come visit me." When Jesse went to the pool, the owner of the park and Ray came to take Willy for a walk with a rope, but Willy didn't let them, splashing water on them and becoming agitated. Jesse then explained that whales live in family groups and like to stay with their mothers. He said that Willy was suffering from the small pool he lived in, which had caused his dorsal fin to bend. The small children and many people entered Willy's tank, causing the poor whale to panic. Jesse prepared himself and went in with him. Max, the social worker, came to him and told him that he was very proud of what he had done. When the show started, the whale Willy was disobedient and refused to listen to Jesse. Jesse approached him, but Willy pushed him away. Jesse was upset and left. Willy, in turn, went to the side of the tank and started hitting the glass, which scared the people away. This made the park owner very angry. Later, Annie and Glenn told Jesse they would have to move away. At night, Jesse couldn't sleep, so he went to the park to visit Willy. He tried to talk to him, but Jesse told him to stay away because he was still angry with him. Willy splashed water on him to play, but Jesse said, "I just came to say goodbye, as I'm leaving this city." Suddenly, he heard the same sound Willy made every night, the sound he still hadn't understood. Then he heard the same sound coming from afar, from the sea. He realized that the whales in the sea were making that sound, and these were Willy's family. Afterwards, he saw the park owner and some men smashing Willy's tank. Then they ran away. Jesse rushed to Randolph and told him this is a new plan to kill him for the $1 million insurance. Jesse pleaded with Randolph to help him return Willy to the sea to be with his family, and Randolph agreed. Ray at first did not agree with this plan, but eventually she helped them. They brought a crane to lift him. Just then, the tank broke and the water started rushing out violently, threatening to wash him away. Jesse arrived at the last moment and managed to lift him onto the crane. Ray told him he needed water immediately. Jesse suggested they take Glenn's car and they set off for the sea. Glenn called out to Jesse, but Jesse didn't answer. On the way, they found a tree blocking the road. They managed to remove it, but unfortunately, their tire got stuck. Randolph told them they desperately needed help. Jesse spoke to Glenn, who was crying, and begged him to help them, saying they are going to kill him for the insurance. Glenn hugged him, and this was the first time they had a close moment. Afterwards, they managed to get the car out and went to a car wash to spray a lot of water on Willy because the water they had was running out. They continued their journey towards the sea. Jesse stayed with him the whole way, patting him and telling him to be patient, as they were close to arriving. When they reached the pier, they found the park owner and his men blocking their way. Without thinking, they drove through the gate, breaking it, and kept going until the car drove into the sea. They tried to release Willy into the water, but he couldn't move due to the lack of water. The park owner and his men arrived and attacked them to stop them, and a fight broke out. Jesse finally managed to get him into the water and told him, "I love you so much, and you will swim." The park owner's accomplice, who was waiting on the bridge, caught up to them. They threw a net over Willy, and he couldn't get past it. Jesse ran onto the bridge to save him, and from afar he cried and told Willy that he would never forget him and asked him not to forget him either. He told him to jump over the net to escape. He ordered him to move and told him to jump over the net. Willy actually jumped from that high height and managed to escape the net. Everyone who witnessed it was happy, except for the shocked park owner who had lost his money. Annie and Glenn went to Jesse and hugged him with all their love, making him feel they were his real family. Willy also reached his family, and they were reunited in the end. Before I say that our film is over, I ask you to visit my Facebook page. I will leave the link in the description and in the first comment. I post summaries at the same time as on YouTube for those with Nagmasita, a type of mobile internet connection. I hope you enjoyed the summary. Don't forget to watch the previous summaries, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to watch the upcoming summaries. Take care, and see you in the next video.